Lovecraft wrote a story for, it was a St. Patrick's Day competition in a writing club he was in to write a mythology or a sci-fi story about Ireland, and so he wrote that, The Moonbog. But he did his research, as he always did, thorough research, as Lovecraft always did, and he spoke about the Parthenons at Tala, which is so much I mentioned earlier on in what really happened with the Chaldees. And in Tala at the Parthenons, the belief was that there was there was a horrific plague and killed them all. And they were Greeks, they were Hellenic Greeks that lived in Ireland, and they were all buried in Tala, and which was mispronounced by the Americans as Talacht, because it's spelled Tallaght, and in Irish. And I lived in Tala, and for a while, and it literally means city of the dead. And the place was swirling with all kinds of weird shit when the houses were first built there. And there's a connection there between those two, right? The Chaldees of Tala and Lovecraft, who also wrote about. See, you bring all these dots together, the reality starts breaking up. Innsmouth, genetic hybridization. The ones who didn't become geneticized weren't taken over by the great god Cthulhu, operating in their minds to see it first. And this is why this is how you hack reality. You start to see interconnected things. Boom, boom. This means that. That means that. This means this. Why is that connected to that? How come this story is so similar? I'll give a good example. Is H.P. Lovecraft's other story, The Rats in the Walls, about an Englishman who goes back an American who goes back to England to rebuild his own ancestral home, and he starts digging below it and discovers that as he goes down into it, he's going into the ancestral memory of the family. And this is written more or less around the same time that Jung came up with his belief in the collective, his theory of the collective unconscious. Nothing, my friends, in this world is an accident. Nothing. Okay? It's all a result of someone's consciousness somewhere creating a new version of this reality matrix that is brought into manifestation. And to sit there saying, I'm going to protest against the lockdowns, I'm going to go online and keep fighting about needlecraft, I'm going to write to my politicians, you're wasting your fucking time. Get rid of all that. Plant a vegetable garden. Build a new garden shed. Go into your hobbies, go into your art. At the same time, start thinking about start thinking about what things are like without this thing going on. Okay? Yes, it's important we have scribes of this event. Yes, it's important that we have people being aware of it, but get it from the people who are not part of the mainstream. Okay? So you're understanding, this is why they have, in Ireland, they have a visceral affront to the likes of John Waters and Gemma O'Doherty, because they're outside the paradigm. Don't switch, look, I will say this till I'm blue in the face, stop sharing BBC, Sky, CNN, RTE, fucking Telegraph, Guardian stuff as if it means something. They don't mean, if you share it to mock it, share it to ridicule it, share it to laugh at it, okay? But not to say, oh, look what the fuckers are doing to us now, okay? Stop that. I still meet so many people who will say, oh, they're all fucking, and I'm like, oh, geez, woken up. Did you watch Newsnight the other night? Oh, for fuck's sake, what are you watching Newsnight for? You know? This is the whole, they're still trapped in this, they're not going to build this new reality if they're still married to the old one, okay? This is the whole thing. So you have to transcend beyond that, okay? And you transcend beyond that by, people with creativity have an edge in all this, naturally, but everyone does. But this is the thing, this is the choice you're going to have to make. It's a little sad thinking about it now, but it's the choice you're going to have to make. There are people that you love dearly who've been spellbound and marvelled by needlecraft. And you're just going to have to say, they're gone. I have to go. I have to pack my bags and go. And it's painful, it hurts. But what can you do? The world has to. The world cannot be. You can't have these bastards running the world the way they're running it right now, and you're never going to lobby them, or no matter how many times you show that video of Bill Gates throwing the pie, getting the pie thrown in his face. That's not going to release you from lockdown. What's going to release you from lockdown is going into the jungle and cutting down the bamboo in the methods that I told you and build that fucking raft. And that's how you're going to do it, like that. And that's literally rewiring your brains. And you will find that things will start, when enough of us start doing this, it's nothing to do with the 100 monkeys thing. It's nothing to do with that. And when enough of us start doing this, and we will get to we will start have a raft and we'll be on our way, quicker than you'll ever know. But the thing is that the important thing is to shut off all contact with the mainstream media and also with mainstream people who are keeping you at the side of the river, and saying keep feeding more, because that's what they keep saying, keep feeding them more tofu faster and they'll become vegetarians quicker. No, it's not going to happen. So it's just food for thought there, and it's not tofu. And I hope you got something from this. I want you, and I hope you will, start to see your own life as a monomyth, and start to see it in that there was nothing, even the bad times, had great meaning towards this epic journey that you're living on. And I've absolutely no doubt, this is not a revolution. We're not coming back around to where we started again. Nothing like that. Get away from people who wear Che Guevara t-shirts. This is about walking away. Just walking away and starting a new world. One imaginative process at a time. One synchronicity at a time. One moment of eureka at a time. One creative project at a time. They only have, it's everything they've told you about quantum theory is true. The universe that you're not looking at doesn't exist. So don't look at it.